Hey, thanks for joining me for another video. This one is hot off the press. Just within an hour of releasing my video last night, some ice breaking it all and being back on the platform. Seen some great comments and it looks like people are glad to have me back. I didn't realise it was the 25th of the month, and within 1 hour of that video, what do we get? The message of Medjugorje, the monthly message that comes every 25th of the month. But something was very unique, very explosive, and compacts a lot into a very unique message given to Maria. Type of message that has a strength in it that actually normally I would say comes to Mariana, the Medjugorje visionary who contains all the 10 secrets. However, with her messages every month being stopped since the beginning of the fear-demic, we still continue to have Our Lady appearing every month on the 25th of the month to Maria, and it's normally a message of hope, a little bit of pick-me-up, a little bit of advice on how to keep going. But this one packs a punch. Not only is it speaking about humanity at the crossroads, but also the fact that they're heading to perdition. And that word perdition she used back in Garabandal when she described many priests, bishops and cardinals on the road to perdition, leading many souls with them. But again, another statement that again only ever seems to get repeated with Mariana, including her recent book, My Heart Will Triumph. Our Lady's message this month also packs in about praying about what she began in Fatima and here in Medjugorje. It's first I can recall both. Normally it's just about Fatima and accomplishes in Medjugorje. But with the way that humanity's heading, hatred and war and everything compact in this message, it really stands out, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more which I think of it. But before that, here is the message. Dear children, pray with me for peace, because Satan wants war and hatred in hearts and peoples. Therefore pray and sacrifice your days by fasting and penance, that God may give you peace. The future is at a crossroads, because modern man does not want God. That is why mankind is heading to perdition. You little children are my hope. Pray with me that what I began in Fatima and here may be realized. Be prayer and witness peace in your surroundings, and be people of peace. Thank you for having responded to my call. So there it is, crystal clear with a lot to cover. Now I'm doing this very quickly in the morning before work, having my coffee. So the bit that really stands out for me, something unique about this monthly message, which normally of hope and remedy and a little pick-me-up, how to keep going. This one wasn't as gentle, it was very blunt. And the parts that really stand out for me, that use of penance even. Normally we'll get prayer or fasting, you know, and things like that, but this one was really clear with penance, which goes back into me thinking of the clear message of Fatima. Now Fatima stands out like a sore thumb here, because when again she's repeating now for our monthly message, pray with me that what I began in Fatima and here may be realised. What is it we've to pray for to be realised? What is it we're still not getting after over 100 years since 1917 when she appeared in Fatima? What is still to be realised? Now I've covered Fatima in depth in the first video in the playlist, as I keep pointing out to people to watch, the Marian apparitions and prophecy videos. Fatima is the pillar holding everything. It's the mainframe of the century past that's holding it all, through the other apparitions, and now Medjugorje like the mainframe computer. This is where it's going to finish. But what began in Fatima? And I think of our late Pope Benedict XVI, he always attributed things happening in the church during his pontificate to Fatima. He says Akita apparitions, which were now in the 50th year, pointed to Fatima. Now Fatima, it was all to do with this secret, things that were obscured from public knowledge, although apparently it was revealed by the church through John Paul II, attributing his assassination attempt going back to Fatima, as the vision showed the little girls in 1917 of the city half in ruins. where the Pope was shot as he walked across the city blessing people on the way. There's a lot of symbolism in it, but where was cardinal against cardinal, bishop against bishop? A part of Fatima, but it was mentioned in Nikita. Where was the point of the 2/3 of humanity being wiped out and it could come through the human race itself? That wasn't in Fatima, but it was in Nikita, and yet everything related in Nikita points back to Fatima. We never heard any of this at the public declaration, and that's why in recent years it's coming to the point where it's hard to ignore the signs that maybe Russia, which again in Fatima she asked for definitively the consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart, her Immaculate Heart. Was that done? There's back and forth with it. And I'm going to cover that in a video as I come to mind, because I do have a book with Lucia's own words where Jesus himself told her in 1936 it would be too late when the Pope tries to do it. But nevertheless, it has been entrusted to his mother. And that's exactly what's happening here. This entrustment, whatever it's going to bring in is maybe a new dogma for Our Lady and the Church, a new belief. But we are coming into the era of peace that she promised at Fatima. Remember, this is the hope between now and that day of an era of peace. We're going to have the Great Tribulation, we're going to have a great confusion, a big war, and the key sign still, for those that Garib and Dal know, is when the Pope goes to Moscow. And I think that's very close indeed. But pray about the Fatima and to be realised. Maybe things have been held back so long, but the obviousness of what's happening in the church, if you look into it, the obviousness is what's happening in the world, and the way things are being forced down our throats to accept so much nonsense, as well as seeing that these little minuscule of people could obliterate us. It's like she says, we're at the crossroads. We're heading to perdition. One translation it read, we're heading towards doom. And I always say it's never doom and gloom, but when you're getting the Queen of Peace, who comes with the joy of God in heaven, delivering these messages through love and care for where we're heading, and she even uses the word very timely in the first monthly message of this new year, of the new era, as Benedict the Fourth Pope of Garib and Dal passed on New Year's Eve 2022, our first message of 2023 of the new era speaks so bluntly and direct. But of course, like she always says as well, little children, you are my hope. And it's not saying just to pray, she says be prayer. I've got a habit ever since my previous community that we offer up a morning offering to God, all our prayers, our works, our joys, our sufferings, then our fasting, our mindset, our intentions of what we do, that little thought of going that extra mile for someone, helping someone, the job that I'm doing, am I doing a job well, can it be better? Make your life prayer. And I believe that's what stands out about being prayer and witness peace. You know, they always say, I think it's in the Catechism, I was once told that heaven's not a sign, it's not a destination we're heading towards, it is a state of being. And when you encounter all different people, you should be seeing that marker in them, you should be seeing them as the children of God, but sometimes people are angry, bitter, twisted, can't forgive, can't let things go. What state of being is that? And how do we get them to be peace? How do we get them to be joy, which is exactly there in abundance waiting for us all, including them? And right now, this morality, or lack of morality in the world and our governments and where it's coming to this climax, here are the messages yet again, repeated, repeated and repeated. But it is coming to the crossroads. We're here at the crossroads, which means something's going to conclude soon. And everyone who doesn't believe in Medjugorje, whether in the church or whether they're not, start using the gift of discernment to see the evidence clearly. Because for me, it isn't just a puff of smoke of a message here and one there from years ago and one there from a century ago. The evidence is becoming so clear that the so-called invisible gift of discernment to see is becoming unnecessary. It's just so obvious, like never before. When I started this channel 8 years ago and compared to now, I see an obvious change in the world. The messages, the timings of events and things that you can't make it up, and also you can't ignore. So please take your time with this message, read it, reread it, look into the videos. I've kept repeating the same things to the point where you're starting to get it if you're not already. In order to help her and help this message, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps me get out of YouTube jail, as I said in the previous video. And please share this video with whoever you think might want to hear it, and even the ones you don't. There's always something there. Be open to see what happens, and let's get the word out there while there's still time. Till next time, friends, take care. God bless.